Most AI vendor redlines negotiate two things: price and the service level agreement. Neither one saves you when the vendor folds at month 14 of your 3-year contract. The clause that saves you is the exit right, and almost nobody drafts it. Here are the 5 to put in writing before you sign. 1. Data exit to a bucket you own. Your data lands in your own storage, your S3, your GCS, your Azure tenant, not exportable on request. Request-based export is a support ticket, and a support ticket is the first thing a vendor deprioritizes the week they're running out of money. A live mirror to storage you control is the only version that survives an unplanned shutdown. If the data only lives on their side, you don't have a vendor. You have a single point of failure with an invoice. 2. Bring your own key, BYOK, from day one. Your encryption keys, your key management service, your rotation schedule. Because if the vendor holds the keys, your data exit is a folder of ciphertext you can't read. Bring your own key is what makes right number 1 worth anything. The two travel together. Your bucket, your keys, either one alone is theatre. 3. A documented successor-vendor handoff. A named 30-day path. The export format, the schema, the migration runbook, and who runs it. Negotiated at signing, not discovered at the funeral. We'll figure it out in a red line reads as reasonable, right up until it becomes engineer months of reverse engineering while the vendor's already gone and their support inbox bounces. The handoff you didn't write down is the handoff that doesn't happen. 4. A retention spec that outlives the vendor. Your audit trail, drafted by AI, reviewed by name, approved at timestamp, the prompt and the model output and the model version preserved, retained 6 to 7 years, longer for HIPAA, in a store you keep after the contract ends. This is the one teams forget belongs in the exit right, because the audit trail feels like the vendor's job. It isn't. If the audit trail dies with the vendor, your cyber insurance claim and your answer to the regulator die with it, and they both come due at exactly the wrong moment. The record has to outlive the relationship. 5. Model portability. The workflow is specified against a model interface, not welded to one provider's proprietary endpoint. Because models deprecate, prices triple, and a vendor's frontier model reseller deal can lapse overnight. When that happens, you want to swap the model, not rip out the whole platform. Portability at the model layer is what keeps a model change from becoming a migration. Here's the pattern across all 5. You negotiated selection, which vendor, and you forgot portability, how you leave. And selection is the reversible decision. You can switch vendors. A bad exit right is the one that isn't reversible. It's a hostage situation you signed up for, and you find out the ransom on the worst day of the vendor's life. One question tells you whether any of these 5 is real in a single meeting. Ask the vendor, show me a customer who exercised this exit right and walked, and tell me what their last 30 days with you looked like. A vendor with a real successor handoff path has watched a customer leave whole and can describe it without flinching. A vendor whose exit right is a PDF clause goes quiet because no one has ever actually left them intact, and the runbook has never once been run. The exit right you can't see exercised is the one that won't work the day you need it. So run your live contracts against these 5. The ones missing 3 or more clauses are the renewals to reopen first, and most AI vendors are operating on 12 to 18 months of runway against your 3-year commitment, so this is not a hypothetical. The retention spec behind exit right 4, the audit trail your underwriter actually scores, is written out in the 10-layer governance assessment at gigo.ai/security/cyber underwriting readiness. And if you want the 5-clause checklist to run against your contracts this week, DM me exit rights on LinkedIn. Negotiate the exit before you need it, not after the vendor's gone.